100 trillion cells around about, so I didn't count them all. 600 muscles or something we got, 620 muscles, 206 bones or whatever. That's a lot of fuel. They all have glucose, fructose. So to limit fruit is like limiting the air in your bike tyres. And then when the hill goes up, it's like, oh, this is too hard. It's like, oh, it must be needs. No, it's need more air, you need more fruit, you need more carbs, you need more sleep, you need more water. And it's all good. And I said, well, what I do see people doing is like, going, oh, I've got an 8-pack, I've got a 6-pack, I've got a flat stomach, but I want to see a 12-pack, I want to see an 18-pack, I want to have 7 veins here, and I want to have 15 veins there, and that was, well, I can't see that vein properly, come on mate, get it out. So they starve themselves, go like freaking out, and go, oh, I'm emotional eating now. It's like, dude, you're not emotional eating, you're hungry. You've got this unrealistic standard of what health or fitness should be. Because what some touched up model on the cover of Women's Health or Men's Health, who's been puking and snorting meth and crack for the last 2 weeks to get in shape for the photo shoot because their income depends on it, or they're steroiding up or taking diuretics, and they hand that photo to the person in the Photoshop room. They airbrush it, touch it up, Photoshop it, worship or whatever, slap it on the mainstream thing, put it in your face every day on billboards, TV, advertisements, Olympic gold medal podiums, and say, this is how it should look. We won't show this person after they get off this camera, where they binge out and Dunkin' Donuts and blow out, and then start the next vicious cycle, binge purge, drugs, cocaine, madness in between, feeling like crazy, adrenal exhaustion. We don't see that. So I'm all about just having a lifestyle where it's sustainable, you know. Because I've trained Olympic athletes, and you know, it's just I've seen a lot of crazy stuff going on, you know. A lot of it, in my opinion, can be avoided just for eating more food. I was in the house before and on the computer doing some emails, and a wasp came in the house, right? And I just saw it. Wasps are pretty smart little critters. They're like, you know, not like a fly. Flies a bit more, you know, random, just bumping into things. Wasps sort of calculating, looking around, looking at me, looking around. And I was just watching it for a bit, and then after a few minutes, the wasp started to get a bit anxious. It starts hitting the glass. It's just trying to get out of here. Because it realised that this isn't the situation I should be in. There's no food here, there's no water here. This is going to kill me. I'm going to get out of here. I'm trapped, I can't exist. So its instinct is to get out of here, to just get angry, fire up. That's like humans. If we're not getting our sleep, water, sugar needs met, we're going to be less than our best. Or, imagine busting the toilet, you empty your bladder, you know what I mean? And someone's trying to talk to you. You can't. You're like, dude, go. And it's the same with sleep, water, sugar. We don't get enough. The ability to give is hindered. You know, like after a long bike race, or if I'm exhausted, I don't really want to talk as much. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, you know. And I know straight away I need more sleep and sugar and water. You know, things like that. So that's where I've come from. Is this background of like, you know, crazy endurance cycling, just to see how far I can go without drugs and things like that. Ride my bike 221 miles on highways in Australia. Totally just running out of glycogen. We call it bonking in cycling, when you run out of glycogen, you run out of sugar. And totally bonking, just crashing the bushes, crying, throwing your bike across the road. You know, your mates are going, what are you doing? Just things like that. Just, or you're out there by yourself, you know, you're no one driving into a loony. And just pushing my body to the extreme end of the limit with no drugs, doing it all naturally, and just seeing, you know, what's the deal? The human mind, you know. And it's all about sugar levels. You know, I can be the top, most positive person like Tony, who knows Tony Robbins? You know, Tony Robbins. I can get Tony Robbins doing a low carb diet. We'll go for a big hike during the day, do 6 hours, have a heavy backpack, just marching all day, no food, no carbs, no water. Well, let's put the water in there. So plenty of hydration. And Tony's going to be flipping it. He's going to be spitting, he's going to be cussing. He's a positive guru of the planet. Let's say it doesn't take him 8 hours, let's say it takes him 12 hours. It's going to happen. Tony Robbins, most tools on the planet, positive attitude, you know, all these, everything. But he's going to be spitting chicks as soon as his glycogen's out. That's what happens every day to people. They're not running marathons, but their lifestyle's a marathon. I see people, you know, staying up late nights, business stuff, calling phones, looking up, where's the kid? You know, every 10 seconds, where's the kids? Where's the kids? Kids? You know, so it's like continual expenditure of glycogen. It's continual expenditure of glycogen. So to restrict fruit intake on this lifestyle is just sort of really, you know, counterintuitive, in my opinion. And we coach people and we see what goes on. Even if you're, and then you see people on, like, say, the Dougal program. Who's known the Dougal program? Which is like, it's, you know, like 80-10-10, high carb, low fat, vegan, lots of starches, lots of rice. When people go on that lifestyle, they limit their rice intake, limit their carb intake, and then they start, you know, having the same problems as people on the fruit lifestyle. And then you go to like the low carb lifestyle, when it's just all messy from the get-go. People are like this, you know, drinking big cups of coffee and taking like ECA stackers. Like ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin to make your blood thin, jacked up on stimulants just so you can charge on down because you've got no carbs in your system, so you just like, got to take, what's that?
And fiber drinks to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you know, so you're constipated, taking fiber drinks, you're taking drugs, street drugs, just to function at the work, at the office. I had to call that a health complaint. So what I find is when people say calorie restriction and they're like, okay, where's the green tea, where's the coffee, where's the ECA stackers, where's the meth, where's the crack, where's the Coca-Cola, where's the stimulants? Because I need stimulants to go because I can't function at enough carbs. And then they share that information with other people and say, well, I do a lot, I don't eat much carbs, but then they don't include all the drugs they take, or they don't include, you know, when they end up at Denny's or Dunkin' Donuts. Because they think, oh, I'm just weak. It's not, they're not weak, they're just hungry. It doesn't matter how strong you are, you know, even anorexic, rarely an anorexic dies. Because the body eventually just takes control and goes, no, you've been starving for too long. We need food. We don't care what your mind says, we're just going to grab that food and eat it. So it's amazing, the human instinct, the human body, human survival. We will eat children when we're hungry enough. Children. In 1960, they had a massive famine, the biggest famine in the world in the 1960s, the Chinese famine. What happened was China started sending their grain to livestock industries in Australia, UK, EU, and America. They send their grains away. They want to be a big, you know, rich nation. So they're sending all their grains away. They had a few environmental issues as well, but not much rain, so the grains just went right down. So people were like hungry. And then started eating all the animals around, cats and dogs and everything, frogs, insects, maggots, whatever. Food ran out, nothing to eat, no birds in the sky. Next option is kids. Oh. And that became law where you could swap children with your neighbour. And the saying was, swap children, make a meal. Oh. So, and then if you look back in history, I always love reading books. And now on the internet, just type it in, it's wicked, awesome. You got in World War II, the Nazis came in and surrounded Leningrad and said, all right, this is rations, you know, no one's getting out, no one's going in, this is rations, so they gave them like 1,000 calories a day. And people just started eating everything. They went to the zoo, ate the zebras first, and then the oxen first, and the buffalo first, and then it went down, you know, to the non-traditional animals to eat, and everything was eaten in the zoo. And then they went to the wallpaper. They scraped the wallpaper off. Because starch is, you know, potato starch, they smear it on, slap on the wallpaper, and there you go. So they pull off the wallpaper and they're scratching off all the potato starch and they're cooking that up, add a bit of salt and eat it. Calories, carbs. Then that ran out and they're like, well, what's next? Okay, there's someone dead over there from starvation, let's get them. So they cut the legs and then kids started going missing again. And then it became illegal in that little area to sell minced meat. Because what's happened is people getting kidnapped, murdered and chucked through the meat mixer just to eat. So human will eat anything. So when hunger comes a knocking, I'll say eat fruit. Eat as much as you want.
How come some people could be anorexic? I'm sorry. I'm just
I put it out there.
How could some people become anorexic and have that, and be able to almost, and die, and then other people have to eat children? Like, what makes the difference between the two?
Mental illness. Yeah, mental illness. Anorexia becomes like mental illness where it's like committing suicide, you know. Someone can't commit suicide like this. Yeah, your body won't let you suffocate yourself, but you can use a gun, you can jump off a cliff and get to that thing. So, you know, that's a good question, but you always got exceptions of like, you know, people are really just messed up, done drugs, short-circuited things, and they're not really going to recover. I like to think everyone will recover, but you always got the cars too far over the cliff to bounce back, you know. You've got to have a go though. You never know until you commit 100% in that healthy lifestyle, do all the right things, and then you can say, yeah, it didn't work, or it did work. But it's rare that anorexic dies. It's pretty rare. You might get an anorexic, say, like Jeremy Gillitzer or that French chick who they passed away last year.